Hello, and welcome to another speaking practice video by Johnny, and today is the first day of 2022. Let's hope it's not going to be as bad as 2020, because 2022 is 2022. Let's hope it's not that bad. Now, let's do practice now, Miss One and Mr. Yun.
Yes.
I have added a few new topics for speaking part 1. But anyway, let's work on number 4 now. Trees and plants. Trees and plants. So, okay, let me reduce the volume a bit. Okay. So, Miss One, please, have you planted trees before?
Since I grew up from a village,
Since you
so
grew up
in a village, so I had planted trees before, and it was almost fruit and vegetable for meals.
Say again? I don't understand the last sentence.
For meals.
For meals, you mean?
For meals.
Male is basically, men. Male and female. But that's meal. For meal. Meal. Basically it's pronounced like meal. Những bữa ăn. For meals. For meals.
For meals.
Cẩn thận. Alright, so where do you plant trees, Miss One?
Well, it was almost in my garden, and also I had tried some in school.
School.
That we
in
have
school.
the school that we had the class to teach people how to plant trees. To teach people how to plant trees.
Okay, so I see. Now tell me, Mr. Yoon, do you keep plants at home?
Yes, I keep plants at home, and actually it's a lot.
A lot of plants.
But I don't plant it and watch it because it's my parents.
Just your parents do it, right?
Yes, I really like plants or trees because it has warm inside, so I'm really scared.
It's really warm outside, and whenever there are trees, there are shades, right?
It's like warm.
What do you mean worms? You mean worms on the plants?
Yes.
You're afraid of worms and insects on the plants, right?
Yeah, I'm just afraid of worms because it's...
Who doesn't? Oh, who doesn't? I hate worms and I hate all the insects on the plants,
My mother got scared. She catch the worm and she feed them.
Feed them?
Yes, and then she throw it away, far away from her plants. But I'm still scared.
Well, at least he doesn't collect the worms and cook them and they become food, Worms are actually very rich in protein, very rich in proteins. And people in Thailand, Laos, and Cambodia, they eat a lot of worms too. And it's very good for our health. Worms, yeah?
Yeah.
But of course, not when they are alive, of course. Now, so, Miss One, are there any plants in your workplace?
Well, since I work from home, so I keep plants at home as well as in my workplace because I like the green space that make me think out of the box and also refresh my mind. So I would like to plant trees as decoration and
Decoration, as
stuff.
decorations.
Decoration
Decorations
and vegetable
vegetables and vegetables.
vegetable for fresh food also.
For fresh fruit as well. Okay. Right. So, Miss Wan, how do you take care of your plants or your trees? Like how many times per day do you water them? Do you put fertilizers or any kind of vitamins for the plants, something like that?
Well, I water them twice a day, in the morning and in the afternoon. My parents also help me out to take care of it, and sometimes I give it um, some fertilizer that make them grow better.
That make them grow better, I see. Okay, that's great. Now, so Miss Young, please, how about you? Are there any plans in your workplace? Of course, you are at home now. Are there any plans in your school?
Yeah, I always have planned my school to for shade in cool. Shade
Say again?
in
For
cool. It's
shades. For
shade in
shades,
school.
bóng râm. For
Shade
shade
in
in
school.
schools. What else then?
And it provide the cool OC because my school is very hot and uh, it's near the road, the main road, so it's really a lot. There's very polluted. So my school plant trees a lot for healthier workplace.
To make the workplace more healthier, right?
Yes,
All right. So, how do you take care of your plants or your trees?
I think it's water, water is and like change the soil of it,
Change the soil,
and sometimes you can put how can I say dirt warm,
dirt worm.
yes, inside for the tới xốp là gì thầy?
For a what?
Tới xốp thầy, đất để đất tới xốp.
To make the soil more, how can I say, airy. Nhiều không khí. So airy means like there are air inside of that. To make the soil more airy, and so the air can travel inside of the soil better. You mean? I have no idea what it means. Those words to do with soil. Làm cho đất tơi xốp hơn. I just know that to make the soil more fertile, làm cho nó màu mỡ hơn. But let's just say well mixed. Được trộn lẫn một cách tốt hơn. Like well mixed.
Yeah.
To make the soil more well mixed. And so there will be more air inside the soil, circulate around. Something like that.
Okay.
Okay, so can you try again? How do you take care of your plants or trees?
I think is first is water it, and
How often do you water it then?
so I think is every day, but not too much. Like if there are small blood trees, you just need a cup of water
Just a
to
cup of
water
water.
it.
Just a cup of water.
So yeah, so if it's a big trees like it's big and it's tall, you need a bucket of water.
A bucket of water.
I think it's two buckets, it's not one.
Wow, 2 buckets. Well, it depends on like how big a tree is, of course.
Yeah, yeah.
But most of the time when I water my plants, it doesn't rain. But a lot of people, I don't know why, whenever they water the plants, it rains, and
Yeah,
and it's just a waste of water, you know. when nature can take care of it, strange, right?
yeah. And The next thing that you maybe change the soil and sometimes put some dirt worm in the soil for the uh, well mixed
Well mixed. Well mixed.
well
Mix.
mixed
Mixed.
well mixed
Mhm.
soil for the tree.
Okay, now, so tell me. Okay, Miss One, do you know anything about growing a plant? Like how to grow it from seeds to become a big tree and you can harvest fruit, something like that, you know? You know how, do you know anything about growing a plant? Your microphone, please, Miss One.
Yes, because I grew up in a village, so I used to plant trees in my childhood. And about the seed, uh, you have to um, immerse it in the water for a couple of hours, and then uh, people should uh, right, đó là take out of
Spread
the
out.
water
Spread it out. Spread it out.
and
Rải nó ra.
and and spread it out
Spread it out. Rải rác ra. Spread it out.
and spread it out.
And then put a layer of soil on top, right? Một lớp đất bên trên.
Yes, and um, put some dry sieve on it to
Dry
make
what?
it not um, cái lá thầy
Dry
lá
leaves
khô.
on it. A layer of dry leaves on it.
And put some dry leaf on it to avoid drought.
Drought. To avoid droughts, you mean.
And then just wait for the coming of the tree.
Of course. Wait for coming of trees. I tried to grow plants, but I wasn't very successful. It's weird. I tried to grow a plant, I wasn't very successful. The only plant that I can grow successfully is this one. Oh dear. Because it's so easy to grow. It can grow in any water. It can grow on itself, on its own. You don't even need to care for it. And cactus. Aloe vera trees, you know, aloe vera trees and cactus. They can grow on their own. You don't need to care for them. So they are much easier to take care of. Anyway, so Mr. Yoon, what plants did you grow when you were younger? When you were young?
I don't plant trees very much, so maybe I'm just say some. So I'm plant how can I say what I plant?
Say again?
Beans. Yeah, I plant beans.
You plant what?
Beans.
Beans?
Yeah.
Beans? Ah, okay, so you plant beans, right?
Yes, but I don't remember what. That's beans. It's just beans.
Right, you plant beans. Okay. Right.
Yeah,
So beans are actually quite easy to plant, I think.
Yeah.
I remember.
But
And
when I was young, I'm really lazy, so I
everyone was very
sometimes
lazy
didn't
back then.
plant it.
Everyone was
Yeah.
very lazy when they were younger.
So I didn't plant it, and then it died.
Of course, everything just died. If you don't care for it, dies. So, lack of water dies. Too much sunlight die. Plant is just so easy to die. You know, plants die so easily. Now, so do you think places with trees attract more visitors than places with few trees, Mr. Yoon? Em có nghĩ những nơi có nhiều cây sẽ hấp dẫn những người khách viếng thăm hơn những nơi có ít cây không?
So in a place with trees, it's more safe.
Like public gardens, những cái vườn mà công
Yeah,
cộng,
it's
public
like-
gardens, for example.
Like a public garden in the middle of the cities. The place near the natural habitat,
Natural
like
habitat, you mean? Natural habitat?
natural habitat, like mountains, near mountains, forest. It's uh, it's really attract a lot of people there because it have healthier, healthier, healthier
Healthier what?
air, healthier air. I think so.
Of
Uh,
course, healthier air. Now,
and
so
it's attract more animals.
it attracts more animal. Yeah.
So that place really beautiful because it have animals, trees, or maybe flowers inside there. It attract a lot of visitors because of it.
Visitors. It attracts a lot of visitors.
A lot of visitors. And the place with a few trees is maybe really hot, and really hot, and really just come to some place that have air conditioner.
Air conditioners.
Yeah, they just come in some place like a supermarket have air conditioner for the fresh
Supermarket
air.
have why? Why so always have? There is there are.
Okay.
Hmm. Or wherever in supermarket where there is where there are air conditioner, where there are a conditioner, where there are air conditioner. Đừng có
Okay.
mà have why. There is there are. I told you many times already. There is there are. Okay. So, Miss On, please, do you think places with trees attract more visitors than places with few trees?
Well, in my opinion, people like to visit the places having many trees because that give people a fresh air and healthy environment
It gives people fresh air
and healthy environment,
okay.
and also people like to get some peace of mind
Peace of
when
mind.
they see the tree around, and also I think uh, the green trees can give us the shade to people
Shade can give
to
us the shade.
shade the
Shade.
shade the shade to people to exercise or chit chat under the trees, and uh, due to urbanization situation now,
Urbanization.
urban
Urbanization.
urbanization urbanization situation nowadays, um, the green space is valuable.
It's valuable. It's valuable.
It's valuable.
So so basically when green space are valuable, people wherever there are more trees, people tend to go there more, right?
Yes.
Well, it depends what kind of tree you're talking about. Some trees they attract animals, they attract insects, and they attract bees, they attract mosquitoes too, you know. So it depends on what kind of trees you're talking about too. Now, so let's move on. We have topic number three. Let's talk about work now. So, number three and number two are work and study, very related to each other. But maybe I'm not so sure. Maybe we should do a part two now. So, Miss One, are you familiar with the topic of crime and law?
Yes.
The media,
Yes.
art,
Yes.
history?
But this topic is hard,
Of
so I
course, art
think
is hard. Art is very hard.
yeah.
How about history?
So
History.
No,
yes.
What do you mean no, Miss Yu? Mr.
I
Yu?
have learned it, but I'm still scared
There you go. That's why you need to redo it again. Okay, so let's do topic number 70, which is crime. Topic part 2, 70. Crime. There you go. So let's do it this way. Describe a time when you saw someone doing something bad. Or describe a time when you saw someone committed a crime. Miêu tả một thời điểm nơi mà khi mà các bạn thấy một ai đó làm cái gì đó xấu, hoặc là thấy một ai đó phạm tội. Remember, past tense. You should say when the incident happened. Cái sự kiện đó, cái sự đó nó diễn ra vào lúc nào. Where it was, nó đã ở đâu. Who was involved, ai đã tham gia vô, ai tham gia vào. How you felt about it, bạn đã cảm thấy thế nào về điều đó. Okay. Okay. Alright, and you have part 3 about crime here. Lots of questions. It's also about school rules too. Because law actually starts from school rules, you know. And then until you're 18 years old, it becomes a law that everyone has to follow. Tại vì cái luật của trường thì đương nhiên nó là cái mà đằng trước cái laws. Tại vì ai cũng sẽ trải qua một cái luật trong trường, nội quy của trường, rồi đến 18 tuổi họ phải tuân thủ luật pháp. You know. Okay, so basically there's a lot of part 3 here. Number 1, do you think that the crime rate is increasing these days? Why or why not? Các bạn có nghĩ tỷ lệ tội phạm đang gia tăng ngày nay không? This is a trend. So basically they use present progressive or present continuous tense here to indicate that this is a trend. Một xu hướng đấy. Mới dùng cái hiện tại tiếp diễn như vậy. Các bạn có nghĩ rằng tỷ lệ tội phạm đang gia tăng ngày nay hay không? Why not? Tại sao không? What do you think are the reasons for young people committing crimes? Các bạn nghĩ là những cái lý do gì cho người trẻ phạm tội? Người trẻ phạm tội vì những lý do gì? Who do you think should be held responsible or should be held accountable for the wrong actions that young people do and why? Bạn nghĩ là ai nên chịu trách nhiệm hoặc là ai nên chịu trách nhiệm cho những cái hành vi sai trái mà những người trẻ làm? Tại sao? Like for example, if they are young, they are too young before they are 18 years old, who should be held responsible or should be held accountable for that? Nếu nó quá trẻ chẳng hạn, trước 18 thì ai nên chịu trách nhiệm? Chẳng hạn. Like, do you think that the school system should educate people more about law and why? Bạn có nghĩ hệ thống trường học nên giáo dục con người ta nhiều hơn về luật pháp hay không? Tại sao? Think about different kind of laws. Think about how people are still committing crimes and they break the laws all the time, you know. Traffic law, for example, luật giao thông chẳng hạn. Bạn có nghĩ những hệ thống trường học nên giáo dục con người ta nhiều hơn về luật pháp hay không? Tại sao? Do you think putting criminals in prisons is the best solution to combat crime? Why not? Bạn có nghĩ đưa những tên tội phạm vào tù là cái giải pháp tốt nhất để mà đấu tranh chống lại tội phạm không? Tại sao không? Number 6. Do you think that your country should take domestic abuse or domestic violence more seriously? Why not? Các bạn có nghĩ đất nước của các bạn nên là xử lý xem xét cái vấn đề về lạm dụng trong nhà hay là giống như là những cái hành vi bạo lực trong nhà, lạm dụng trẻ em, lạm dụng người trong nhà, domestic abuse, đánh đập gì đó, hoặc là cái sự mà bạo lực trong nhà một cách mà nghiêm túc hơn. Luật pháp và con người ta nên nhìn nhận chuyện này nghiêm túc hơn hay không? Tại sao không? Do you think that your country should take verbal abuse more seriously? Verbal abuse mean like, you know, people use words to abuse the others, to make others feel bad, to control others, to manipulate the others, you know. Bạn có nghĩ đất nước bạn nên xem xét cái chuyện mà lạm dụng người khác bằng lời nói và suy nghĩ một cách mà nghiêm túc hơn hay không? Like verbal abuse nó bao gồm cái gì? Tìm cách là dùng lời nói để nhục mạ người khác, để mà kiểm soát người khác, để mà tìm cách lái người khác theo hướng của mình. mà theo kiểu mà làm cho người ta cảm thấy rất tệ và cảm thấy nhiều khi người ta trầm cảm từ từ tử nha. So basically, khẩu nghiệp nha. There's of course a lot of bad karma. Okay, with when you use words to control the others or to abuse the others, you know, bad karma, of course. Number 8, do you think that making the law stricter is a good way to combat crimes? Why not? Các bạn có nghĩ là làm cho cái luật pháp á, nó nghiêm túc hơn, nghiêm khắc hơn là một cách tốt để mà đấu tranh chống lại tội phạm hay không? Tại sao không? You should give more examples. Like for example, very strict law, like in Singapore, for example, 10 gram heroin tử hình, like or something like that.
That's quite strict.
That's really strict. Ten grams of heroin or cocaine, death sentence in Singapore. But in other countries, it's not that strict. Some countries, they even legalize cannabis. They legalize a lot of drugs, you know, light stimulating drugs. LSD, light stimulating drugs. Những cái chất mà gây kích thích nhẹ. Light stimulating drugs. They even legalize it.
Actually,
Legalize it.
Actually,
Hợp pháp hóa. To legalize something. Hợp pháp hóa cái gì đó. Or you can talk about other country where they are successful in combating crime because of education, for example. Vì giáo dục chẳng hạn, họ có thể làm cho cái chuyện đấu tranh chống tội phạm thành công hơn nhé. And then let's do part 3 of school rules. So what kind of rules do school in your countries have? In your country have? Những trường học trong đất nước của các bạn có những cái loại luật hoặc là nội quy hay quy định như thế nào? What can teachers do to make students obey rules? To obey means like you just follow it without questioning, you know? We have the two words to obey a rule. Tuân thủ, không hỏi han gì một điều luật. But we say to observe a rule means tuân thủ nhưng có thể thắc mắc và tranh luận một điều luật để sửa đổi nó. So basically there are two ways to observe a rules mean that you follow the rules, yes, but of course you do question it whether it's still correct to follow it or not. If it's not correct anymore, you do not follow it. But to obey a rules means that you do not question, you just follow it blindly, tuân thủ một cách mà mù quáng luôn á. To obey a rules. Những người mà giáo viên có thể làm gì để làm cho học sinh sinh viên tuân thủ theo luật? What can teachers do to make students obey rules? What should parents do to educate children about the laws of your country? Các bậc cha mẹ nên làm gì để mà giáo dục trẻ nhỏ về luật pháp trong đất nước các bạn? Does your country have any laws you do not agree with? Đất nước bạn có cái luật nào mà các bạn không đồng tình không? Okay, because this is a very huge, massive topic. Oh, wait, did I send you this file, class? Thầy chưa có gửi bạn mọi người cái file này phải không ta?
Yeah.
Okay, can you download it from the Zoom? Mấy bạn download trên cái Zoom này. Wait. I have to close this file. Okay. Retry. Okay, you can download now. Go check the chat function. Download gì đi các bạn? You can download it now. Download it. Okay, so I'll give you, say, 3 minutes to think about all of these things, okay? This is a very hard topic. Chủ đề này khó không đâu? Okay, 3 minutes start now. Okay, let's do it now. So please describe a time when you saw someone doing something bad or someone committed a crime. Mr. Yu, please.
So, um, um, while I'm surfing web,
Say again?
while I'm surf, uh,
On the
uh,
web.
on the web, on Facebook. So I saw a crime. It's really
It's really grueling, rất là kinh khủng.
yeah,
It's really, no, let's not use the word grueling. It's a terrible crime.
yeah. It's a really
It's an
terrible crime.
outrageous crime. It's an outrageous crime. Gây phẫn nộ. It's an outrageous crime. Yes, please. Of a baby, of a child 8 years old getting killed by beating, right? Domestic abuse, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you say it. You say it. Come on. Nói đi.
So about it's 8 years old. I remember it's 8 years old. Child that being abused really hard by her stepmoms, and no one say about it. No one talk about her stepmom a lot. It's like no one cares while she abusing the kid. No one cares about the children, the child. So no one care about what she abused to the child. Everyone just know that she killed the child when she just 8 years old, and her father didn't say anything.
He
He
even
didn't care.
tried to hide. He even tried to erase the camera footage. The camera footage. Cái băng ghi hình camera. He even tried to erase it. Xóa đi luôn á. To erase the camera footage. To hide. To basically help his lover to hide her crime, you know.
Yes. And it's really outrageous for the how can I say, for the in the social media nowadays. Like you can find that news everywhere, even on YouTube. And so I think it's really, I think the law have really restrict in this case because uh, she abused a small kid, a, a small child, just 8 years old, and everyone said the child is really, she really ngoan ngoãn là gì thôi?
It's very docile. Ngoan ngoãn. Docile.
Docile.
Docile. Docile. Docile. Là ngoan ngoãn vâng lời. Docile is very docile. Yep. And then what happened? Try to focus on the point. Okay, focus. You have only 2 minutes.
Yeah, tôi nghĩ là focus on the point.
Okay, try to.
I think so because that's really terrible for me. When I watch and I'm scared too, I may be a little bit scared about it. Trong một thời.
Okay. Okay, Miss One, please, can you describe a time when you saw someone doing something bad or someone committed a crime, please?
Well, when I went to the market, I saw the child uh, try to thief the food, and because that's the food, so I think that's based on his cu- curiosity.
Curiosity.
Curiosity. So I didn't say anything to.
Curiosity.
I didn't say anything to aware people there, but one of seller in the market, he saw the child action and screaming out to aware people, and I saw the seller. Um, the seller uh, grab uh, grab the children and
Grab the child and
beat him uh, very hard, and I feel really pity for the kid, even
I
um,
feel pity
for the
for the child. No có dùng chữ
for
kid
the
nha.
child,
No kid in IELTS. Okay. When you see the child,
and I felt pity for the child, even he involved in a crime, and I think he took the lesson for him already.
for his whole life.
Hmm.
No, but actually, no. These children, they got bitten. They got abused. I think very frequently. So I don't think they learn anything. You know, it has to take sometimes. You know, when parents punish their children, if they decide to punish in public, well, basically the child has also become very hard to teach also already. So I don't think they will take a lesson for life or whatever. But maybe I'm wrong. We never know. So how you felt about it?
Uh, I feel really pity for the child,
I feel
and
pity for. I feel pity for. I
I
feel
feel pity,
pity for the child.
and
Thank you,
I
Heidi.
think the abuse doesn't help to educate people in that way. So I think people should find a better way to teach what's wrong and what's right to children, not by abusing.
Hmm. All right. Good. Now, so let's do part 3 now. Let's talk about school rules first. So, Mr. Young, what kind of rules do school in your country have?
Mm, Well, it's not really that much. So it's part it's divided in three parts. Like in the school, in a primary school, we have
There
uh,
is.
there's the first rule is do not bring uh, the smartphone in the school.
Do not bring
Have
smartphones. Plural. Do not bring smartphones into
do not bring
school.
do not bring smartphone in the school, and uh,
Second
uh,
rules.
the second rule is um, mm, the next thing is not saying the backwards in front and behind.
Is to not use profanity. To not use profanity in school, không được sử dụng những từ thô tục trong trường. Do not use profanity in schools.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So the next is in the next stage is secondary school. We have where there's you now nowadays in usually in a secondary school we can bring our phones to school, but
But
strictly don't
not
use it. But
not be
strictly
like
don't use
before,
in
right?
class.
Not like before.
Yes, and
You have to
we
say no.
strictly no. Yeah, okay, no. So and
Not like
strictly
before.
don't use
No, it's not like before. No, it's not like before. No, it's not like before.
and we strictly don't use it in a class or we don't have phone to use. the
Okay.
the next day,
And
and
the next thing?
the next day is high school. So in the high school, we can say a little bit bad word, but don't say it in front of our teachers or everyone in the school. Just uh, talk to each other, the student in the like student and student.
Okay,
And
so
the final rules is for every stage is we have to wear uniform
you have to
every
what?
day. Wear uniform.
Of course, you have to wear a uniform every day in schools, but I still think it's a silly rules. But it depends on what your view is. What your view is. Anyway, so Miss One, please. So, what can teachers do to make students obey rules?
Well, I think the best way for the school and teacher to teach
To
people
teach, to teach.
to teach people to allow the rule to follow the rule is educate people what's right and what's wrong.
What's right and what's wrong? Yeah.
Yes, and also let them know about the rights and the benefit when they follow the rules, so they will understand themselves. And I don't think the abusement or practical punishment is useful in that case. And maybe school and teacher can give us some prize for the school uh, who
Who successfully
really,
follow rules, you mean?
yes, who successful following through.
Who successfully follow rules, I say.
Mhm.
Good idea, I think so too. Now, so Mr. Yu, please, what should parents do to educate children about the laws of your country then? Think about traffic law first, and then the laws of, say, other kind of laws. Actually, I don't think parents do this at all.
Yeah,
Basically, you
like
should basically talk about traffic rules because that's the one that I think every parent must educate their child about.
I,
Like to not litter in public, to not how can I say cross the road with your bike when the traffic light is red, you know,
yeah, I know, but
or
actually,
traffic rules. I think mostly traffic rules.
my parents don't really just teach me,
Don't really teach me.
don't really teach me about the every law. I'm just saw and see and do it, and what to avoid, what to do. That's all.
Not to know what to
And
do.
my parents don't really teach me anything
Teach me.
about
Don't really teach me anything.
the law.
Teach. Y kéo dài. Don't really teach. Y. Don't really teach me anything. Okay, continue, please.
Uh, uh, my so things parents actually does usually does is
Usually do, you mean?
usually do is teaching their children about the traffic law, like how to pass the road and where the what road that you can walk in, ride a bike, and what side on what it talk about, like mm, how can I say, blue side with the rest cost is that you cannot go to it. I remember, go past it. uh,
Okay, good. Now, Miss One, please. So, does your country have any laws you do not agree with?
Well, in my countries, there are many laws that I don't agree with,
Like such
like
as?
such as mm, the uniform is the uniform in school that people have to wear a specific coat and hat to go to school.
You mean the scarf? You mean the red scarf? You mean?
Yeah,
The red scarf.
the
The red
red
scarf.
scarf
Khăn
and
choàng đỏ. The red scarf when they go to school. Okay.
mhm. And also one of the rules that many people against for is the human right in our country that people don't have a right um, to raise the voice against to the government.
Exactly. I mean, that's basically how can I say, suppression. That's actually suppression of the freedom of speech. Thật sự là vẫn được quyền raise voice, nhưng mà đương nhiên là chính quyền đã nói luôn vẫn được quyền raise voice, nhưng mà họ có nghe không chuyện khác. Of course, you have the right to raise your voice to question the policies of the government, but of course the government has a right to also not listen to your suggestion. Of course, it's not like they suppress the freedom of speech, but of course you are allowed to do that. Remember, you are allowed to do that as long as you don't become like, too aggressive. Đừng có quá là giống như là chống đối. You can of course raise your voice in a polite way. Có thể đưa ra cái nhận định của mình hoặc là cái ý kiến cá nhân bằng một cách mà lịch sự. Of course, there won't be any problem. Of course, you are allowed to express your freedom of speech, of course, to allow to express your opinion on how the government is doing everything. As long as it's not very intrusive or offensive, miễn sao nó không có quá đụng chạm. Not intrusive or offensive, Okay, Miss An, what do you think? What else then? What other kind of laws is there?
Well, and I think the government should more strict on
Should
domestic
be more strict, you
abuse.
mean? Should be more strict?
Should be more strict on domestic abuse, such as uh, children abuse or women abuse that happens as popular in our countries. Popular in our countries. That government can ban or give us the more strictly the punishment to make the people who involved to abuse being in a crime.
Say again? I don't understand the last sentence. Vấn đề
In
phát âm.
crime.
Can you say that last sentence again? Can you say that last sentence again?
Being in a crime.
Being involved in a crime, you mean?
Yes.
Being involved in a crime, tham gia vào, dính líu một cái vụ án. To be involved in a crime, yes. What else? Is that all?
Yes.
So, okay, let me ask Mr. Young. Does your country have any laws you don't agree with?
I don't think I have any law to disagree.
Try to speak louder, please.
Wait a minute.
Try to speak louder.
Do you hear now?
Yes. Okay, now please. Now, so does your country have any laws you do not agree with, please?
No, I think there's not really many laws I disagree with because every law is actually well, but how they act how they act about the crime that is about the law. Vi phạm pháp luật rồi.
Say again.
Vi phạm pháp luật là gì?
To violate the rules.
To violate the rules.
Học rồi. To violate the rules. To violate the rules or the laws, or to commit crimes.
So when they violate the rules, when someone violates the rules, the government or the lawyer actually don't. I mean, they strict about what they're doing, like the child, the child that I said. I think they were strict about what and how they punish that stepmom.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about part 3 of rules and laws again now. So, Mr. Young, do you think that the crime rate is increasing these days because of COVID? Everyone's getting poor, you know. So, do you think that the crime rate is increasing these days? Why not? You know, people say that the poorer the people are, the more they are willing to commit crimes. Because they have to put food on the plate, right? Phải có đồ ăn trên cái đĩa cho hàng ngày. Có gì bỏ bụng. They have to put food on the plate. Have to put food on the plate or on the table. Have to put food on the table, you know. Alright, so what do you think, Mr. Yu? You think the crime rate is increasing these days? Why not?
Well, like what in one day I passed across the news that it said about the crime rate nowadays, and actually there's a lot of crime about the internet crime or scam
You mean
nowadays.
online scam? You mean online scams?
Yes, online scam, like online scam, and it's increased really much nowadays because of COVID-19 pandemic. Everyone
Pandemic. Những âm 2. Second syllable. Pandemic. Can you say that again? Say that again. Because of the
COVID-19 pandemic.
Pandemic. Yes, what would happen?
So everyone find a way to put on the plate, like commit crime, stealing, scam online.
Doing a lot of scams online. There's so many of them online. They're trying their best. Oh, terrible.
Yeah, so I think so.
Okay, good then. So, right. So, Miss Wan, please. So, what do you think are the reasons for young people committing crimes? What do you think then? What could be the reason?
I think the initial reason should be the education that the parents and school school.
The parents and school, and the parent and school.
The parents and school have some wrong action on the child.
What do you mean wrong action? Wrong action on the child.
Wrong action on the child. For example, in the family has
And the family has
in the family has
There is. Lại have nữa rồi. Lại have nữa rồi. There is. Có cái gì đó. There is. So there is something in a family. Can you say that again?
for example, in family has very abusement
There are
occur.
abuse. There are domestic abuse.
Their domestic abuse um, occurring in occurring in their childhood.
Okay.
In some schools they have the wrong teacher that
The wrong teachers? You mean the badly behaved teacher?
the bad behavior teacher that abuse
Badly behaved teachers? Or say, what else then? Còn gì nữa không ta?
teacher who làm dụng cái lực là gì thầy?
Abuse their power. Teachers who abuse their power. Làm dụng quyền lực đó. Teachers who abuse their power and then do bad things to students.
Yes, the teacher who abuse their power and do bad thing on children. So
Do bad thing to students.
The best thing to the children.
Student or children.
So that will affect on the
Wait, that will affect không có nhớ từ. If you use a verb affect, there's no preposition. That will affect students.
That will affect the student as the student's the characteristic.
Bình tĩnh. Just keep calm. You're speaking too fast again. Alright, good. So it could be because of school system, because of parent, family abuse, and then teacher abuse of power. Very good reason. Very good. So, Mr. Young,
Yes.
what do you think? Who you think should be held responsible or be held accountable for the wrong actions that young people do and why? Like, for example, if they are not 18 yet, what would happen to them? Who would be held responsible then? Or who would be held accountable then?
So I consider yes.
Speak louder, please.
I consider that the first person that's have to be responsible by the wrong
That has to be held responsible.
It has to be held responsible. The wrong action of the young is first is their parents because their parents teach them to do it, and maybe they forget to teach then the children the children don't do it, and the second is they are all responsible too because they do it and they have to, and if the action and if the crime is so big like they
If the crime is so big, there's nothing like a crime is so big, you know. If the crime is so severe, nó phải nói là nghiêm trọng. Severe. If the crime is so severe, nghiêm trọng chứ không có là tội rất lớn, you know, không có big, you know. There's nothing as a crime is so big. It just say the crime is so severe. Say that again, please. Say why? If the crime is so severe. So
if the crime is so severe, like they selling drugs, but they're not 18, they have to go to a school that teach them about their characteristic. and what they have done. I think definitely it's not really good for children, but they have to go inside there if they commit crime.
You mean they have to go to prison if they commit a crime? Doesn't
No,
matter
it's
if
not
they are
like
18 or
prison.
not.
It's not like prison. It's
Detention
like
center?
yeah,
Trại cải tạo.
yeah. It's like
It's
that.
called rehabilitation center. Giống như trại cai nghiện đó. Or you can say, okay, rehabilitation center. Những trại cai nghiện. But we have like other ones, like we have re-education center. Re-education center. Nó gọi là trại giáo huấn cải tạo. Re-education centers. Of course, they should go to re-education centers. Well, so that they won't commit crimes again. All right. But the questions say who you think should be held responsible, not about what to do. If young people commit crime, you know, câu chuyện lạc đề, be careful, out of topic. Mr. Yoon, can you do that again? Who do you think should be held responsible or should be held accountable for the wrong actions that young people do, and why? Let's do that again. Let's do this again.
Okay, the boss. No.
I still can't hear you well.
Wait.
Sao nó nhỏ nhẹ làm gì trời? Choose a different microphone again. Chọn cái microphone khác đi.
So the first people that they have to have responsible for the young people is their parents. Because their parents maybe teach them to do it, accidentally didn't teach them what about.
What do you mean accidentally didn't teach them? Một cách mà lỡ không dạy. Accidentally not didn't teach them. What do you mean?
Because they're so busy and
because of their busy life, they didn't care, or maybe they didn't care about teaching their children those things.
Yeah.
Or because of negligence, you know, cái sự mà negligent, sự sao nhãng, sự giống như bỏ con muốn làm gì làm, tự lớn. Nó gọi là gì, tiếng Việt là gì ta? Negligence. Sự bỏ cho con nó tự lớn, khỏi dạy dỗ gì. Negligence, nó gọi là cái sự gì ta? Neglect, động từ to neglect. The verb is to neglect someone. Bỏ tự lớn, muốn tự lớn, muốn làm gì tự làm, khỏi dạy dỗ. It's negligence. It means like you neglect the child, you don't even teach them anything, and then you just let them grow, you just give them food, something like that. Okay, continue please, because of negligence, yes. Nó tiếp. Anything else?
And
Okay.
the thing is, they have to respond their own wrong action too.
Okay, they have to. Of course, the one who committed crimes have to understand what they do too, right?
Yeah. And if they don't understand,
The offenders, kẻ phạm tội, the offenders, the one who committed crime. The offenders are the one who committed crimes. Kẻ phạm tội. Of course, they have to understand. They have to face the consequences of their action too. Phải đối diện với cái hậu quả của những cái mà nó làm chứ. To face the consequences of their action as well. Of course, they have to. You know.
yeah.
Alright, let me just sit down now. So, Miss One, please. Do you think the school system should educate people more about law, and why?
School has important part in education people to strengthen knowledge about law because
To strengthen their knowledge about law.
strengthen their knowledge about law because that will help people to avoiding involving in crime, and they will understand about that's right and about rules to obey in society. And when people at the young age, that is really easy, and they have time to study about the law better when they are older, and that
So
will.
when they are older, and then when they are more aware of the when they are more conscious of the world around them, right?
Yes.
When they are more conscious, when they are more conscious of the world around them, có ý thức hơn về cái thế giới xung quanh chúng. When they're more conscious of the world around them and the consequences of their actions.
And that will help to in to decrease the crime rate in society also.
Okay, right, so I think the Vietnamese school system should educate people more about law because the people are they have a very vague idea of laws. Thường thường người Việt Nam có một cái ý tưởng rất là mù mờ, rất là gọi là chung chung về luật pháp luôn á. I think the people in this country have a very vague, or how can I say, not solid idea about laws. Không có chắc chắn điều gì cả. Not solid ideas about law. They don't understand it much, of course. Very vague idea about laws. So whenever you ask them something like this, they're like, oh, I don't understand. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. If I see the police, I run. Thấy công an thì chạy thôi. If I see the police, I run. You know. It's funny, right?
The police in Vietnam is called Pikachu.
What do you mean?
The police in Vietnam is called Pikachu.
Of course, they're called Pikachus. Okay, so Mr. Young, do you think putting criminals in prison is the best solution to combat crime? Mình học bài này rồi nha. We learned this one before. And then the lesson is that when people go to jail, they can graduate and become like even worse criminals because the other criminal, they teach each other how to commit crimes. Worse crime, you know. Have you heard about it? So answer the question. Do you think putting criminal in prison is the best solution to combat crimes? Why not?
I think not really because putting the criminal in a prison, that's the place a lot of criminals and they cannot change about how they think the crime.
Of course they cannot change their thinking. Of course they cannot.
That's why putting the crime in the prison is not really the best solution.
It's not the best solution.
I think it changes the way that how they think it is the best way and make them feel that the world is more beautiful than they think. I don't remember what is this prison where, but they put the cats in the prison and let the prisoners keep them and feed them every day, play with them, and the crime is.
What do you mean play with them? Lại một cái lỗi sâu đẳng. Play with them, what do you mean? Hang out with them.
Không, chơi với con mèo.
Play with them là chơi đồ chơi với nó đó. Còn hang out with them mới là quan hệ, nói chuyện và bày trò với nhau. Play with them, seriously? No, say again. Say again, nói lại. Do you think putting criminals in prison is the best solution to combat crime? Nói lại đi. Yes, I'm listening.
Okay, I think putting the criminal in the prison is not really the best solution because inside there are a lot more prisoners too, and their thinking is committing crime in the prison
Okay,
and having
in
arrested,
prison, yes.
and they cannot change because of that. So they cannot change the characteristics and how and change how and change their activities.
Why is your voice so tiny now, Miss Oan and Mr. Dương? Tại sao giọng các bạn nó quá nhỏ như vậy? Why? It's not because of me. It's not because of me because I've been increasing it. I mean, gradually I increased the volume. It's not because of Crispy either. Check your microphone, please. Kiểm tra cái microphone các bạn đang xài microphone gì nhỉ? Okay, now.
Thầy nghe chưa?
Okay, better now. Much better now. Rất tốt luôn á. What happened?
I don't know.
Em xài cái microphone gì vậy?
Cái của thầy, nhưng mà máy ca nó
cái hồi nãy thì sao? Cái hồi nãy thì sao?
Nó còn nhiều cái microphone khác cùng một cái máy đấy thầy.
Đó, xài cái mà thầy đưa cho đi. Trời đất ơi. Xài microphone kiểu gì trời? Okay, Miss One, how about you?
Anh đi cái microphone của em hết pin đó thầy.
Oh, now it's better now. Okay, so Miss One, please. Do you think that your country should take domestic abuse or domestic violence more seriously? Why not?
I think my country should give more strict more should give a law strictly on.
You mean should take it more seriously, or should have stricter laws? Should have stricter laws on.
Have strict law on domestic violence because that many people in my country use domestic violence
As a
to
way to solve their emotional issues, right? Như một cách mà
yes,
để mà giải quyết vấn đề về tình cảm, về cảm xúc, to solve their emotional issues or their relationship issues, những vấn đề về quan hệ, mối quan hệ.
And they see it as privacy things in their family, and they don't recognize that as well as a crime in life. So
they don't recognize it as a crime in their life.
My country should educate people as well as give
educate people.
Educate people, and as well as let people know about it as a crime, and also give
to raise awareness. How about having some campaign to raise awareness? Có những chiến dịch để mà gia tăng nhận thức thì sao? Campaign to raise awareness.
And raise awareness about it by society campaign and
campaigns.
By social campaign.
Okay, by social campaign. Những chiến dịch xã hội. Exactly. But then they should make the law stricter too, like domestic abuse. People could get to jail for many years. You know, should be like that. You know. Alright, so Mr. Yoon, do you think that your country should take verbal abuse more seriously? Verbal abuse also include like body shaming, you know, làm nhục mạ cơ thể người khác. Like body shaming. Body shaming, it's also, I think, should be a crime because basically it makes a person feel bad about their own body. They can starve themselves or they can even commit suicide, you know, có thể tự tử luôn á. Like verbal abuse also include like, you know, defaming others, dìm hàng người khác trên mạng. Defaming others online, it can include like, what is it called? Cyberbullying. Nó gọi là bắt nạt trên mạng. It also includes a lot of things, verbal abuse, you know. So, Mr. Yoon, what do you think? Do you think your country should take verbal abuse more seriously? Nên coi cái chuyện này một cách nghiêm túc hơn không?
I think yes because it's actually really serious. It's talk about their life like body shaming, and everyone say about body shaming.
Body shaming only shame, you know, shame their bodies, you know, and
I
they
know.
don't shame their life, basically.
No, but it's affect their life because they hear that too much.
You mean it attacks their personal privacy?
Yes.
Tấn công vào cái sự riêng tư cá nhân. You mean it attack their personal privacy? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes.
Okay.
And
continue, please.
So that because they so much they really don't want to live and they suicide, and that's really a big problem in nowadays. And sometimes like cyberbullying is really popular now because
I don't think it's called popular, it's pervasive. It's better to use the word pervasive. Khắp nơi chỗ nào cũng thấy. Pervasive mean you can find it everywhere. It's everywhere. Nơi nào cũng thấy. Thì nó nghe nó phù hợp hơn cái từ popular. Popular là ai cũng sử dụng và ai cũng biết. Popular means everyone use it. Everyone use it. Everyone use it. And know it. Ai cũng biết và ai cũng sử dụng. Popular. So basically, it's better to say cyberbullying. Basically, it's very pervasive these days. You can say that. Dùng từ chính xác hơn nha. Pervasive.
Okay, pervasive every day.
What else then?
And but in Vietnam, we are really strict about it now. Like if you're body shaming someone, like oh my God, you're so fat.
That will result in a fine. Phạt đó.
Yeah.
Up to 16 million Vietnam đồng.
Yes.
But I don't think that the law is enforceable. Không nghĩ là cái luật đó nó có thể thi hành nổi được đâu.
Yeah.
Is it enforceable?
Because you cannot say.
Có thi hành nổi không? Luật đó có thi hành nổi không? Is it an enforceable law? Is it an enforceable law? No, I don't think so.
It's like
because nobody has got a fine, right?
Yes, and like
you have to say no.
No, and like if you body shaming someone at school, how the police go inside and they know that you are saying body shaming someone.
How could it be? I mean, if there's no evidence, then there's no way to prosecute you. Không có bằng chứng thì làm sao mà luận tội mình được? If there is no evidence, there's no way to prosecute someone. Sao luận tội ta được nếu mà không có bằng chứng? Like if there's something like online, for example, you post it online and someone captured the image of the screen, for example, then that is an evidence. Nếu một người nào đó cap lại cái màn hình, quay lại mà chụp lại màn hình mà em post cái gì đó nhục mạ người khác thì coi như đó là bằng chứng. You can get in jail for that, yeah, but Most of the time, it's not, right?
Yeah.
Most of the time, it's not. You have to say no.
No.
Most of the time, it's not. You have to say no. It's not. All right. So, what do you think, Miss Wan? Do you think that your country should take verbal abuse more seriously?
I do think my country should take verbal abuse as well uh, as a crime, because nowadays my country still see it like on
On a
uh,
daily basis, right? Hàng ngày thấy luôn á. On a daily basis, you can see verbal abuse everywhere.
and that's like a normal action of normal
You
behavior.
mean it's like a culture, hả?
Yes,
Như một
and
văn hóa luôn hả? You see, it's like a culture.
because that affect on the
Affect on?
of affect on
No, not affect on.
that
Nghe
affect
từ you're using a verb, and because it affects someone, or you can say because it has an effect on. You can use a noun form, have an effect on. You can use a verb to affect someone.
that
Can you say
even
that?
affect psychology of human psychology, leading to some harmful action,
Harmful actions.
such as so từ từ là gì thầy?
Suicide. Such as suicide.
Suicide.
Suicide. Suicide. Suicide.
Suicide. So I think the government should educate people and raise the awareness about the Bible abuse,
Verbal abuse. About verbal abuse.
about verbal abuse, and make it being the law involving crime, to make the society better for living for
To make
everyone.
society better for living. Okay, good enough. Right, so, Miss An, do you think that making the law stricter is a good way to combat crime? You can give example of many countries that you know.
I think making the law stricter is stricter is a better way to combat crime. For
Down.
them,
If you say it's better, it has to be better than something else. Nó phải tốt hơn cái gì đó chứ. Better than something.
It's a good way to combat crime, because people will awareness.
Be aware, you mean?
People will be aware of the result if they involved in crime.
If they get involved in a crime, you mean?
They will get involved in crime. For example, they can be in jail for
They
long
can be
time.
put in jail.
They can be put in jail for a long time, so they will scare it and
they will be scared of it. They will be scared of it.
They will be scared it and avoid to not involve in crime, and also
avoid to not involve what?
So
they can avoid involving in a crime. Avoid plus verb ing.
So
Verb nha. I can avoid involving in a crime. I can avoid involving in a crime. Nói lại đi, please.
And
yes.
No, for example, in US, people can be in front of the court by
can be what?
Có thể cho ra tòa. Can be sued.
Can be sued. Can be sued. Can be sued for something. Có thể bị kiện với cái gì đó. Can be sued for.
Can be sued for their daily action, like such as making noise or disturbing the neighbor.
Disturbing the neighbors or making noise.
Yes, so they are very careful of their action to not to not um, to not disturb people around them.
To not disturb people around them.
To not disturb people around them.
Sorry. So what do you think, Miss Young? Mr. Young, do you think that making the law stricter is a good way to combat crime? How about like a law on karaoke, you know? You're not allowed to sing karaoke after like 10 o'clock. You're not allowed to sing too loud, otherwise people can call the police on you. What do you think about that?
I think
We
no.
are making the law stricter on a lot of things. But do you think making a law stricter is a good way to combat crime, Mr. Young?
I think no, because make it strict, everyone still find a way to pass that crime.
To
Commit
touch
crime.
that crime? What do you mean, to touch that crime?
Kiểu lách luật đấy thầy.
Still find a way to evade the law. To evade the law. Lách luật. To evade the law. Evade, né hoặc lách. To evade the law. Chứ phải to touch the law là chạm vô luật.
Không, pass the law thầy.
To pass the law means like ban hành cho nó thông qua cái luật nào đó.
Okay, so
To pass a law là ban là cho thông qua cái luật nào đó, chỉ có quốc hội làm được vậy thôi. To pass a law, cho thông qua một điều luật. Only the parliament or the progress people, they can do it. To pass a law and to abolish a law. Thông qua hay là bãi bỏ một điều luật chỉ có quốc hội được làm chuyện đó thôi. Only the parliament or the congress people, they can do it, you know. To pass or abolish a law. Okay, please continue.
Okay. To obey the law, like they will sing, but they find the nhà cách âm là gì thầy?
Soundproof home.
Yeah,
Soundproof homes.
Or
they can soundproof. You can use the word to soundproof something. To soundproof their home. Soundproof their home. They can soundproof their home so that the noise will not affect the other people.
They not affect any people, and they still can sing karaoke in the midnight. And I think it's the way to combat the best way to
what?
The best way to combat crime is change the thinking about that crime and avoid it.
Change their way of thinking about the crimes, such as. How can you do that? It's not that easy to change their way of thinking, you know. You have to do it like stepwise, day by day, year by year, with educational campaigns, you know. Với những chiến dịch giáo dục, educational campaigns. And you have to do it yearly, daily, monthly. So people will slowly understand it, you know. You cannot expect it to happen after one night, you know.
I know.
Mong đợi nó diễn ra sau một đêm được. You cannot expect it to happen after one night.
Yeah, I say, but that's the best way.
Best or bad? Best way, right?
Yes, best way. Because
what else?
Because if someone sing karaoke into your home in the midnight, in the next day, you have karaoke in the midnight to 3 a.m. You sing to the sing what they hear.
Oh my god, how can people do that? It's terrible. Absolutely terrible. People don't understand that they are affecting the other people so much. I'm just tired of dealing with those kind of people. Ugh. Oh, I'm going to live in an apartment soon, so probably I'll see these cases.
Oh.
But then the law is the law. The law is there already. You make noise, the police will come. Now, so it's easier that way.
Okay.
Anyway, so I am the musician, so of course I am the one who have to make noise. But I wear headphones all the time.
Oh.
So when I can practice on my piano and I will not really, you know, of course you can still hear this noise, right?
Yeah, but it's not really loud.
I mean, because the soundproofing in Vietnam is really bad, so people upstairs, downstairs, they can still hear something.
Yeah, like my house.
It's so bad. It's just
It,
so bad.
in the midnight, yes, the
At
sound
midnight.
like they
At
dropping
midnight.
something on the floor. Like.
And then the other
drop-
people will hear it. Ugh.
Yes, 2 floor can hear it, 3 floor can hear it, even in the top.
It's so bad. I mean, hopefully luxury apartments will be better. Because when I go there, I cannot really hear much. It's really so silent there, so I hope it's better.
Okay.
Hopefully. So I can start to live stream even like 12 o'clock midnight. I mean, I often do that. Okay, so now I think that's it for today. For this topic, crime, which is really huge, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's a lot of things to talk about, lots of new words, lots of different ways to speak about it. Cái chủ đề này rất khó luôn không đâu? It's really hard. And there's a lot of things to talk about, lots of new words, a lot of expressions. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow. Nhớ ngày mai phải sửa bài nha mọi người. You need to, we need to correct our writing tomorrow, okay?
Okay.
Okay, that's the end of my videos. Please like, share this video with your friends, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and press on the bell button next to the subscribe button so you can get notified about my new uploads, okay? You can also press follow my Facebook, but please don't add me on Facebook as friends, okay? Cảm ơn các bạn đã theo dõi nha. Các bạn hãy nhấn vào like, chia sẻ video này bạn bè các bạn. Nhấn vào nút đăng ký kênh YouTube mình và nút cái chuông kế bên cạnh để đăng ký kênh á, để mà các bạn có thể được thông báo về những video mới nha. Các bạn cũng có thể nhấn vào nút theo dõi Facebook mình, nhưng nhớ đừng kết bạn Facebook mình nha. Thank you and see you. Bye.